I'm Annabelle from Weddings by Annabelle, and this time I'll be talking about musical entertainment. The first thing to consider is what music do you actually enjoy together. A few couples that I've worked with have met while at live music gigs or festivals. Sometimes they've met in a club. What music has brought you together, if any, or what do you just enjoy listening to together? Next, what does the venue suggest? What does it lend itself to nicely? Some places have the grandeur of a hall and they have a grand piano already sat there waiting to be used, and that'll be wonderful. Some places, actually, a solo guitarist in the garden might be more apt. Consider the style, consider the atmosphere. This is going to be a huge influencing factor on how the day feels. Next is the good old budgets. So once you've ticked off big ticket items like catering and the venue and perhaps a photographer, videographer, I think the entertainment should be really high up there. So allocate a budget and stick to it, as with all of the other elements that I've talked about. If you're worried about budget, here in good old Cumbria, I would suggest that a solo musician would be around £100 plus, obviously depending on timings and whether they need travel expenses, accommodation, if they need feeding because they're going to be there for key times of the day or for a long time. A band, depending on the size and where they're coming from, I would suggest £500 to £600 plus. For a DJ, £400 plus, but also that depends again on the amount of equipment they're bringing. If you're a big fan of a lot of my clients at the minute, a big thing that they love is Kaylee's. I would suggest that's around £450 to £500 per booking. Normally for a booking for a Kaylee band you only want 2 sets, so about an hour and a half per set, with a break in between for everybody, the band and for the guests. Again, all those prices will vary. I'm only suggesting what I would consider normal. Yeah, look at your area, make the inquiry, you never know, but remember, stick to your budget. So the next thing to consider is whether you provide your own music or whether you get a DJ in. I know lots of places now that are hiring out PA systems, even venues have them fitted. So all you have to do is plug in an iPad or something else to make sure that actually you can just play your own playlist. This comes with warnings. If something does go wrong with that piece of equipment for any reason, if the Wi-Fi fails, if a light in one of the in part of the kit, if the bulb blows, who's there to change it? Who knows what they're doing? Obviously, good old wedding planners, we can find out. We know the people involved, and we can have, if we're worried about anything, then we normally get in touch with them beforehand to say, how do I work all of this and what happens if? If you don't have somebody as part of your wedding team that can handle any electrical faults with this equipment, I suggest getting a DJ in. It's just avoiding the risk, basically. If you do get a DJ in, then things to consider are the fact that they've always got such a massive variety right there. So if you know that a load of your friends are going to go up and request their favourite songs, DJs nowadays, they've got access to so many that they're most likely going to have it, whereas if you're doing your own, you might not have that for them. Also, the kit that they come with, it means they can do the background music, it means they can do a microphone for the speeches, it means there's just somebody there to help, which I'm all in favour of. For an important day, you don't want to be having any worries, so let's eliminate that little worry. When you're thinking about when you're going to have music playing, obviously a big one is the first dance. I know myself that I've seen a million dances done absolutely wonderfully or terribly on YouTube. Don't worry, you don't have to be putting on a huge, wonderful performance. It can just be you two having a special moment to a special song. I think if you are nervous about it, fair enough, everybody is, limit it. Only dance for a minute together, and then make sure there's somebody else there to nudge everybody else to join you on the dance floor. You don't have to make it a really big deal. If you do want to put on some kind of performance, good on you. You're braver than me. Do talk to some professionals about it. I think it's always easier said than done, and it shouldn't become a stressful thing. Make it fun for both of you. Also, make sure that you've got a videographer. Somebody recording on their phone isn't the same, and you could get this captured so brilliantly with somebody doing it in an expert way. So please consider that. If you're going to put all the effort in, get it recorded properly. My main thing is anybody who you are having involved. I mean, this relates to a series of other suppliers as well. But for the music, if you're getting a band, I know there's YouTube clips and things like that, but try and go and see them play live. Sometimes bands will go and perform in bars, or if they're performing at another wedding, see if they're making arrangements for that couple to hear them, or find a way to hear what these people do. Ceilidh bands, I don't think, you can't go too wrong with a ceilidh band. From my experience, every ceilidh band I've worked with has been wonderful. If you like a ceilidh, you know a ceilidh, and you'll get on with a ceilidh. It's good. And that's it really. If I could talk about it forevermore, there are so many different variations now. That's why I've stripped it down to just musical entertainment. So maybe, would you like the next one to be about all the other types of entertainment that can happen? If you want to suggest anything, please get in touch with me. I'm on Facebook, Twitter, Pinterest, you name it, or just drop me an email. I hope this has been helpful in some way, and I look forward to doing the next one. Thank you very much. Bye.